workout, the ice cream truck is driving by. And I remember when I first started working out, especially when I first started hitting the weights. If you're just doing cardio, it's pretty easy. You know, I mean, I'm going to go for a run, or I'm going to take this class, or, you know, I mean, pretty much what you're doing is either planned and set for you by an instructor, or it's a run on the treadmill or outside, or, you know, something along that line. But if you're also into lifting and balancing workouts with, you know, a lifting split and cardio and maybe yoga or stretching or, you know, some kind of flexibility training as well, it can be a challenge if you don't pre-plan what it is you're going to do. And I remember walking into the gym when I first started and just looking at all the equipment and being really intimidated, not knowing what each one is for, feeling really out of place, sitting down and reading. Most of the machines have their description as to what muscle groups it works and what to do. And, you know, I mean, the first couple times I got a trainer, most clubs have a thing that you can have a trainer go through and just show you the machines, give you a light 30-minute workout for free if you just joined a gym. Some of them do reprogramming check-ins where they'll do that once a month for free. And so, you know, back in the day when I first started, my gym offered that, and I took advantage of it. And I took a lot of notes and wrote things down, and how this is how I started to kind of learn. Teaching group fitness for me really helped solidify a lot of things. On weightlifting, I took a lot of the form and whatnot that I learned and taught in classes, and I took that out onto the weight floor for my own personal workouts. But what do you do when you're not an instructor and you don't have that knowledge and that education, and you're walking into a room and you're just full of, you know, free weights and machines, and you're just kind of dumbfounded, don't know what to do? First, my advice is to get a trainer for the first, at least for the first couple of times, if you can afford to, or if your gym offers one of those free training sessions. And a lot of times they have specials where they will offer that. I would highly recommend taking advantage of that, and tell the trainer exactly what it is you want to learn. You know, I want to build muscle. I want to build muscle mass, or I want to, you know, I just want to build some strength and tone up a little bit, and you know, just begin a workout on the weight floor, and I don't know how to go about doing that. And have them walk you through different free weight exercises and machines that would be beneficial to get started. But once you've done that, once you've learned a little bit and you've taken some notes, and I know some of the health clubs give you notebooks. If you hire a trainer and pay for a trainer, they'll give you a notebook to keep track of your workouts and log them. But I buy, and I get mine from Fred Meyer. I'm sure Target, Office Max, any of those places have them. But I buy, it's called Black and Red. It's just a black and red journal, notebook, spiral. I like the spiral because I can open it to the page I'm on, flip it, and take notes instantly. But I try to plan a week's worth of workouts. I lost my page. A week's worth of workouts. So Sunday I'll write out my workouts, or Friday I'll write out my workouts for the following week. And that way, because my work week is so incredibly busy, that if I relied on doing that before each workout, I probably wouldn't have time to work out. So to give you an example, today's, and I don't know if you can see this or not, I'm going to hold it here for a minute. Today was back and chest day on the weight floor. And so I wrote out what my cardio was going to be, which was I went to Wapato Park and ran and did intervals after my weightlifting today. But for weights, right here, I list all of my exercises that I'm going to do. In the next column, I keep track of the weight that I'm lifting and what I do here, because I do every muscle group and I lift 3 to 4 times a week. And so, you know, I'm 43, my memory sucks. So I get to the weight floor and I'm like, shoot, what do I lift on this again? Or, so I pre-write it, by the last workout, what I lifted, and I'll write it down here in this column. And then I have 2 more columns that stay empty until my workout, and that tells how many reps I did for that exercise and how many sets I did. And I even go as far, if I'm using the squat rack or a chest rack, bench press, I will even go as far as to what plates I'm using. Right now I've lowered I used to bench a lot higher, but I wasn't getting the full range of motion that I wanted to, so I really lowered my bench press down to 100 pounds, and which gave me the full range of motion to bring it all the way down to the chest and all the way up for every rep. And that's a 25 plate and a 2.5 plate on each side. And I keep track of all that stuff because I don't want to think, when I hit the gym, I want to work. I don't want to think about, okay, how much weight did I put on and what plates am I going to use? And, so I pre-write all of that down. And that way when I go to the gym, I have a definite plan as to what I'm going to do. And so when you visit a trainer and your trainer starts to show you around all the different machines and how to use them, take notes. Take notes of what the machine looked like. Take notes of form cues that your trainer gave you. And eventually you'll be able to keep a log like this that you can start planning out on your own and creating your own workouts. But I find this incredibly valuable. If I don't have this, if I just walk into a gym, I've been doing this for, 6 years, 7 years now. So I'm pretty solid in knowing what I'm doing, and I still keep a notebook. I like to keep track of my weights. Once, when I lowered my weight, I marked in my notebook that arrow that went down, and then I put, range of motion, ROM. And that let me know that I lowered my weight for range of motion. Once I bring my weight higher, let's say I decide to go up to 110, 115, I'll put an arrow up, to let me know that I just increased my weight. And I keep my notebooks. I have a basket like this big, and I keep all of my notebooks from all the years past, and I can see my progress and where I've stayed stagnant and where is a good place for me to be to maintain what I need to do if I want to up my weights or increase strength in this muscle group or that muscle group. I can always go back and look. If I was more successful last summer than I was this summer, I can go back and look at my notebook and find out what I was doing differently. There's also, I keep a small notation up here that says nutrition. And I just write, make notes in the nutrition space. I don't write down everything that I've eaten and track calories and all of that, but I do kind of write down a small summary of the day. So, if I had a really good day nutritiously, I was on point with everything I ate, everything was nice and clean, I'll make a quick notation of that. If I went out to dinner and had a mojito and some nachos with my husband, I'll make a notation of that. And, that way, last summer's journals I can flip through and go, wow, I only went out once a week and I was really limited. And this summer, maybe I'm going out more and that's why I'm not hitting my goals. So it's a great benchmark. It's a great place to, it's a great way to track what you're doing, and it helps note what's successful and what isn't. But more importantly, it just really preps you for the week, makes the workouts easier. I don't always go by this religiously. There are many times where I'm like, I don't feel like doing heavy lifting today, or I don't feel like doing, maybe today this just feels humdrum. And so I'll just put a big old X there and grab some kettlebells and go wild doing something else. But it does give you a good base if you have a busy lifestyle. When school's in, I teach during the day. Right from work, I go to the gym, and then I usually, right from the gym, I go and I'll teach my class. So I leave the house at 7 a.m. and I don't get home till about 7:15 p.m. That's a busy day. So when I get to the gym, I don't have time to plan, to look around, to figure out what I'm going to do, to write everything out. I need to get in, get done, move on. And so anyway, this works for me. Idea I wanted to share, and hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you when I see you.